Alrighty, guys. It is time for me to do a Stellaris tutorial. Yep, pretty much I'm doing this for some of my followers for Twitch or possibly anyone that stumbles on this video and possibly wants to learn how to play this game because while Stellaris to me is not the most complex game, because I played a lot of different 4X games on the market, it's still a game that I guess if it's your first time entering the 4X genre, then it probably could seem a little overwhelming if you're used to more I wouldn't say simplistic, but less complex games. So yes, with that said, I am going to do my best to try to explain all the mechanics of how to play this game, at least mostly in the beginning, and go over a lot of the basic stuff. And hopefully it will help people learn the game. So usually the first thing you're going to see the loading screen. I mean, not the loading screen, the menu screen. And it's going to have all this stuff. For now, we're going to do a new game, and we are going to actually play as a pre-made United Nations of Earth. Mostly because, like, most people are going to jump in and want to create a custom race. But if you really don't know the mechanics of the game that well, then I would recommend you pick a pre-made race, and I'm going to go for the United Nations of Earth. And pretty much just to sum them up really, really fast, they're basically good humans in space that want to make like federations and stuff like that. That's like general sci-fi humans usually, unless it's Warhammer 40k where they want to purge everything, which you could do that in this game. Oh, and keep in mind before I launch this, I am using all the DLC, so some of the stuff that you see might be locked behind a DLC, so I apologize in advance if I don't know which features are locked behind what, because like I just buy everything when it comes out because I really enjoy playing this game. So let's jump straight into it. We're gonna do a we don't really need a big galaxy. In fact, let's just do a standard galaxy. Uh, I guess I should explain these settings though. The galaxy size map determines how many stars you want. It goes up to huge and as small as small, well, tiny. We're going to play on medium. You get different galaxy types. Number of AI, advanced AI starts, which I'm going to turn that off. Fallen empires, which are basically like super empires that basically exist before the start of the game, before you started. Then there's all this other stuff. For now, we're just going to leave everything as it is. I'm going to just jump straight into it. Okay. All the explaining. It's going to be a lot. All right. Yeah, 3 minutes already. We didn't even start yet. All right. So once you get into a game, you're going to get this little intro. It'll give you a little overlay of everything that you are. And yeah, we'll just skip right to that. All right. So first thing you're going to notice as soon as you start the game, there's going to be like pop-ups over here. Whenever there's anything important that you need to do, it's either going to be here on this top of this section of the screen. Like here, it shows you that you need research. Or it's going to be like on this outliner over here. It'll show like little icons like on your planets. But yeah, let's go over just the UI for now. So here's your government button icon thing. If you hit this, it'll give you an overview of your government. So it'll show who your leader is, their level, their traits, and government ethics and civics. Then after that, you have your energy. Energy is mostly used as an upkeep for buildings. Yeah, damn. Don't be me, damn. Actually, I don't even know if my YouTube recording is going to show the chat. But anyway, so yes, energy is used for upkeep for your ships and your buildings and some other things. Minerals is used mostly for building mining deposits or buildings on your planet. Food is used for your pop because they need to eat. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Consumer goods is basically used for certain jobs like specialist jobs like researchers And it's also a resource that all your pop needs. Think of it like as entertainment goods and stuff. So basically, if you're a species on a planet, you're probably going to want to like have something to keep yourself busy. So that's pretty much what consumer goods is. Alloys is what you use to make star bases, ships, anything out in space. And influence is what you get. Well, you start with a certain amount of influence, and there's other ways to gain influence, but usually this is pretty low, and this is used to pass laws, do elections, expand your borders. Even certain diplomatic options cost influence. Like that, this is a very important resource. Unity is basically, it's kind of like maybe the Civ 5 series, where you get a certain amount of unity, you'll get a tradition, and these traditions allow you to get certain perks. Like for example, if you adopt the expansion tradition, you'll get the adoption effect, which is 25% development speed for your colony ships. Like usually this is a good starter tradition. And then you get a finisher effect. Once you get everything in this tree, all 5 of these, you get the finisher effect, which is really good. That's basically Unity, and you get this from buildings mostly. Then here's all your science. It shows all the categories if you click on the button, and it shows the total over here. And these are your strategic resources, which you don't start with any at the beginning of the game, so you really don't have to worry about this quite yet. But pretty much these strategic resources are used to upgrade your buildings, and sometimes they're needed to build ships, depending on how advanced your tech is. Then you have your empire sprawl, which is pretty much like think of it like administrative like how well your people can administrate your empire. Like pretty much if you're too big and you go over your administrative capacity, you're going to suffer penalties. But it's realistic. But yeah, that's pretty much what that is. No, it's not hard damp. It's not that bad. Then empire system shows how many systems you have. Like these things I normally don't pay attention to, but this shows you your pop, your empire colonies, your systems. These two are important though. This shows your star bases, which you can only support a certain number. But basically star bases are used to build ships, make defensive fortifications, or collect trade, which I'll show them later. And this is your naval capacity of how many ships you can have in total for your whole empire. Now, we covered that. Now, like I said, there's always going to be pop-ups over here if there's something important. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pick your technology. And all my leaders started with adaptive, so I can't even really explain what I want to explain. But pretty much, your leader name will be over here, like your scientist name, and then what they're good at. All my leaders are adaptive, but sometimes you'll get leaders who are good at like computing or particles, or for example, they're good at biology. Like pretty much if this matches with that, like this symbol matches with the symbol of what the technology is, they research it faster. And there's some cases where you can get leaders who just get flat percent increase, but I can't show that. But yeah, there's no one here to show that. But yeah, but pretty much here you just pick technologies, and physics is usually divided between your lasers, your research speed, and energy credit production. So that's pretty much what's going to be here. Society is going to be administration cap, unity, food, and mostly government stuff. And engineering is going to be armor, minerals, like ship build speed, all that stuff. But yeah, pretty much just pick 3 texts in the beginning. And also, if you see planetary unification, I recommend you get this one right away because this gives you unique edicts. But you normally, like, this is random. You're always going to see 3, but they're going to be random at the start of every game. And they're always random. But yeah, anyway, okay, now that we got over that, because that technology is not that hard. Okay, here we go. So the planet menu. Okay, so this is basically our capital. You can tell because this is Empire capital. It says what type of world it is, which is a continental because, you know, I'm playing humans. And basically this shows you your governor. Every planet, like at the beginning of the game, has one governor, and they usually have a trait. In this case, Wong is good at pretty much building things. But I'm just going to explain the most important stuff right here. First, the districts. So this shows you how many districts your planet can have. Like for example, Earth starts off as a, hold on, let me find Earth. Earth's over here. Not 24 pop. It's a, yeah. I'm actually not seeing it. 16, yeah, 16 planet-sized system. So you can have up to 16 districts, which is all this over here. And right now we have 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we should be able to support 5 more. I don't know why it says only 4 here. But anyway, yeah, so these are all broken up into different categories. And if you hover over any of them, it'll tell you what they do, but it's pretty self-explanatory. The city district produces housing, which is shown over here. Housing is what your population needs to, like, you know, live in a house and not be homeless. Let's see, and it gives you a clerk job, which if anything gives jobs, it always shows in the UI on the bottom what the certain job will produce. In this case, it gives trade value and amenities, which trade value is usually converted into energy, or it could be converted into 2 other things if you change it. But in the beginning, it's usually energy, and they give you amenities, which is like things to make your population happy. The next one's energy district. They also give housing, but not as much. Like all these give housing, just not as much as the city district. But energy pretty much gives you 2 jobs that give you energy. Mining gives you 2 jobs that give you mining. Because it says right there, minor jobs plus 2. And horticulture district pretty much does what you expect it to do. It would give you 2 jobs that are for food. And pretty much these squares here, they show how much of each type of district you can have on a planet. You can have a planet that literally can only have like 1 mining district and like 12 energy districts. Like this is random, but usually your capital has a fair mix of this, so you don't have to worry about that. And the next part is your buildings. Now, buildings are locked behind how much pop you have. Like you see, I have 24 pop right now. Once I get 25, I'll unlock another building slot. And they're locked behind like every 5 levels of pop. It'll unlock a new building up to 75. And pretty much buildings is like I said before, they're mostly built with minerals, which is up here, in case you forget. And these are important for either producing goods or just, you know, pretty much just producing goods or getting defenses and all that stuff on your planet. Like as you can see from the start, we have a research lab which gives us 2 researcher jobs, which each give us science. Now, how it works with buildings is, say for example, like right now, all our pop's working. If I build like an alloy foundry while there's no unemployed pops, the workers doing the lower paying jobs, such as these guys down here, these are the low income people, they're going to move up to the higher paying jobs. Like it's realistic. Like pretty much if you see a better job opportunity, you're going to move up. So if you don't have a lot of unemployed pops and you build a building that has a lot of specialists, like say an alloy foundry, which gives you 2, and then you build another one which gives you 2 when you hit 25, then a lot of your workers are going to move from the worker slots and they're going to move up to the specialist because they want more money, which is reasonable. But yeah, that's pretty much how that works. And let's see, what else is important here? Like I showed you the amenities, the housing. This shows you how many jobs you have available. So if you have excess jobs available and not enough pop. And this shows you if you have unemployment. Pretty much the UI over here by the outliner will always show if there's unemployment. So that's very helpful. And this is your stability up here. This is basically, think of it like your happiness, your pop approval rating. If they're really happy, well, you're in luck. They're happy. And they can give you bonus resources and increased trade value and stuff. The only thing I didn't explain in super detail was trade value that you get from like the clerk jobs. Trade value is basically a resource. You can actually see it if yeah, right here. Earth's producing 9. And trade value is converted into one of 3 things, which I'll show you right here. It's right here in the policies in F6. If you go to trade policy, you could pick one. You could pick wealth creation, which makes each point of trade value earn us 1 energy, which is this, which is generally what you should have at the beginning of the game, unless you have a really strong energy income at the beginning. Then there's consumer benefits, which gives you half energy, but it gives you 1 consumer good. And then there's marketplace of ideals, which gives you again half the energy. Oh, I was supposed to say 0.25 consumer goods, but this basically gives you half energy and 0.25 unity. Now, at the moment, we don't have enough minerals to build anything, so pretty much there's nothing we could do with the buildings. But at the beginning of the game, you always start with a construction ship, which is over here, and a science ship, which is over here. Now, your science ship is used to basically survey systems that are adjacent to your capital's hyperlane. So pretty much, if you want to survey a system, you double click your oh, well, I mean, you could just click it once too. You could double click it too if you want to zoom in. Click on your science ship and then right click on a system and hit survey system. And as soon as we unpause, the ship is going to travel from Sol to whatever system this is. And if you want to queue it up, you can hold down shift, for example. Hold on, let me just, yep, hold down shift and hit survey here and survey here. And your ship will begin moving in that order. It's very helpful. And your construction ship is mostly used for building outposts of resources in your borders that you're not collecting. Like if you zoom out, and I turn this off all the time because I don't want to see the bonus shields. But if you want to see like everything your system's producing, you can click this little display map mode, but I turn it off. As you can see in my borders, I have 2 sources of energy credits that I am not extracting, 2 sources of minerals, and 5 sources of energy. I mean, not energy, yeah, engineering research. Now, at the beginning of the game, unless you have a lot of energy, it's recommended that you just focus on the mineral and the energy deposits. You can skip the science in the beginning of the game unless you feel you really want it, but all these outposts, these mining outposts, and in the case of research outposts, they're called, I think, research outpost. Right? Let's just double check that. Research station. Yeah, they all cost 1 energy to upkeep them, so you want to be careful with that. But usually in the beginning of the game, I always build mining stations for both my energy and my mineral deposits. So what you do is you click on your construction ship and then you right click on the resource and you hit build mining station. And then when we unpause, the ship's going to go there and be like, hey, I'm going to build a mining station. Now, alternatively, there's another thing you can do. If, for example, you want to build multiple mining stations without having to click on everything individually, you can go to the galaxy map, which, by the way, if I didn't explain it already, you go to the galaxy map by hitting M or E, or you can just press the button like I do. And you can right click on the system and just hit build mining stations or build all research stations in the system. The only thing is though, this won't work if you don't have enough minerals. Like there's 2 energy and 2 minerals in this system. It would need 200 minerals to build both those stations. And I only have enough for 1 in the beginning of the game. So you have to do it by zooming in the system and clicking on it. Okay, so with that said, I think I pretty much got everything covered at the moment. So let us start. I'll play on normal speed and I'll explain some other stuff while this is running. But pretty much in the early game, you want to pick your 3 techs, get your construction ship to build on these resource deposits, and have your science ship survey. Now, a thing that I recommend doing in the early game is get yourself another scientist. So sometimes you'll have a scientist that's eager here that only costs 100 energy credits, and you'll be able to buy them right away. But we don't have that in this case. So we're going to have to wait till we get 200 energy credits until we can buy another leader. So yeah. But as soon as we get 200 energy credits, I'm going to produce a science ship and have them explore and survey all these systems around me. The other thing your construction ship can do, other than building on these outposts, they can expand your borders. I'm going to put it on fast speed. They can expand your borders. So once a system's fully surveyed, it'll show all your resources, and the name will appear in white, like how it is over here, instead of, grayed out. So that means it's fully surveyed. When that happens, you can use your construction ship and you can build an outpost there so you can start extracting the resources. And if the system has a colonizable planet, you can also colonize a planet that's in your borders. But you always have to make sure you have an outpost built on the system before you can colonize or do anything with it. All right, so what else do we got to do? Okay, so I went over, yeah, so let's see. What's other important things to show you? I mean, at the moment, you have policies in the beginning, but I don't really touch any of these. So, not right now anyway. Oh, we found a precursor event. Okay, I think there's 4 in the game right now. Basically, it's like a chain event where you get like different things you have to research and find in the galaxy, and these give you very powerful effects. We found the first League one, and we find it, we get an artifact. Yes, and that's the situation log. The situation log has all the things that you need to do. Like if you have any anomalies you need to research, or any missions you need to do, or anything like that, it's all going to be in the situation log. And heck, there's even an anomaly tab. But yeah, right now we're just going to wait. And wait and wait and wait. All right. Let's see. All right, so now we just got enough unity to unlock our first tradition. So, like I said, unity is used to adopt any of these policies and get bonuses. So for the actually, because we're playing the United Nation of Earth, I'm thinking about, I'm gonna do it. Usually it's better to do expansion because you can get additional pop and pop growth and all this other good stuff, but nah, it's stupid. I'll do expansion. Yeah, just so yeah, we unlocked expansion. So next time in 12 months when we get enough unity, you can unlock one of these perks. So yes, that's unity in a nutshell. So yep, we just have to wait till the science ship's finished, and we can get our second science ship. So we're gonna recruit this guy because he's adaptable. Because if you can, when you get a leader for your science ship, try to get someone who's doesn't have a research skill because it's just better. They're more efficient. But if you have no other choice, then just gotta bite the bullet. Now, if you want to build ships, you go to your shipyard, which is over here, and you hit the shipyard button, and here it shows you all your ship types. You want to build a science ship. So we're gonna queue that up, and we'll just wait for it to get built. Yep. So let's see. Oh, hold up. We found something. Okay, so this is what are called anomalies. Pretty much when your science ships are exploring these unknown systems, you have a chance of finding an anomaly. Now, an anomaly's research time is tied to its difficulty level. So, for example, this anomaly is challenging. It's in red, and research time's in red. That means you probably shouldn't do it now. You usually come back to these once your leader levels up. Like here, it shows what the level requirement to do this at a normal speed is, and we're like level 1. So pretty much just hit leave for now. But the good things with anomalies are they don't have a chance to fail. Pretty much, even if it takes forever to research that anomaly, it's never going to fail. But it's always better to come back to these when you can do it quicker. But yeah, that's pretty much anomalies, and sometimes you get really cool effects from anomalies. Now, what I recommend to do in the early game, oh, hold up, we got a science ship. So once your science ships build, they'll spawn right here next to your space station or near it. And before you can explore, you need to make sure you have a leader. So we recruited a leader before from the leader tab, which is all the way down here below species, and we did this already. So basically click on assign leader and just assign them to the ship, and then do the same thing you did before. Just click on the systems and start exploring. Now, as I say, in the early game, it's generally recommended you get an alloy foundry, a second alloy foundry for your capital. Another option is you can get a monument, which gives you unity and society, but it's mostly there for the unity. But generally, I always recommend going alloy first. Now, if you have a specific strategy where you feel you don't need to do this, you can do it. But if you're just starting, I would recommend definitely Alloy Foundry, 100%. But yeah, pretty much like I explained before, minerals is used to build stuff and be converted to other stuff. So in this case, if you do build an Alloy Foundry, it will convert some minerals into alloy. 12 minerals to be exact will be turned into 6 alloys. And it's the same with consumer goods. It'll take minerals and it'll turn it into consumer goods. And then there's the Halo Theaters, which takes consumer goods and then turns them into Unity and amenities. Like, all the effects of these buildings are all, like, in the UI if you hover over them. They're very helpful. But yeah, like I said, I'm actually gonna get a monument first because I want to unlock my traditions. Like, either of these two are really good options. Usually I do the Alloy Foundry, but I'm not going to do it this time. Oh, actually, this system's really good. It's got a lot of minerals. Especially these deposits that give you 6 minerals and it only costs 1 energy. It's perfect. Yeah, so if there's ever a planet in the system, it's going to show up as this icon. It's like an orange grayed out planet. Excuse me, I had to get some water. When you survey it, it'll show you its habitability. But since we started off as, well, humans, we start in the wet planet type. And each planet type has 3 different types of planets. The wet, like the jungle, the ocean, and continent. So if you hover over any of these and it says jungle, ocean, or continent, chances are it's going to be good for your species. Now, how habitability works, like, you know how we have 100% habitability on our capital planet? Pretty much, I think, if I recall correctly, habitability controls growth. I'm pretty sure it does, and happiness. I think it caps out how happy your people can be. So you generally want to settle on planets that are at least 50 to 100 habitability, preferably 60 to 100. And like I said, since we're a continental world, if we find any other worlds that are continental, we're going to have 80% habitability. If we find any worlds that are jungle or ocean, we're going to have 60%, which still isn't that bad. But yeah, that's basically how you find planets. You just survey and hope for the best. In the start, unless you change the settings, you will have 3 planets that you can colonize. And let's see, we got the mass extinction event, which gives us, hold on, big oof, gotta hit the situation log. Oh yeah, so you always get random events at the beginning of the game. We got the mass extinction one, so basically it just wants us to study planets. So I marked them on the map, and we get to them, we'll have a research project we have to do there, which you can use your scientists to do it. And it just takes a certain amount of time, and then you're done. But yeah, so at the moment, we're just waiting. Let's go fastest. Oh yeah, I guess I should build an outpost here. So if you want to build an outpost with your construction ship, just select your construction ship, right-click on the system, and hit Build Starbase / Outpost. These will always cost you influence, so you want to be careful with these because influence is very important, but in the other game, it's okay. And they cost alloys, which is, like I said before, what you use to build ships and outposts. So yep, just right click and then left click on the build button, and there you go. Then once we get it under our control, we can build mining stations and research stations and possibly colonize planets if there's anything there, but there's nothing there. And we just unlocked our next tradition. So actually, this makes more sense. We're going to get the Starbase influence cost minus 10%, and we're going to cancel that. And look, now it is slightly cheaper. There we go. See, perfect timing. All right. So once we get our next pop, we're going to be at 25, and we'll build another alloy foundry. But see, as you can see here, once we build the monument, it took 2 workers, and they went to go build on the, oh, I had a button here. They went to go become culture workers. So as you can see, we lost 2 workers, but it's okay. They'll come back. Your population growth shown over here, which is 3. Now, if you wanted to in the beginning of the game, you can do it because population growth is important. Over here in policies, where it says food, you can change it to one of these two, which either makes it so your pop grows faster, but they need more food or minerals, depending on what species you are, to produce. Or you can have them on a strict diet where they eat less food, but they take longer to grow. I do not recommend getting anything that cuts your population growth. But for the sake of just growing faster, we're going to switch to this because we have 12 food. We have a lot of excess. And if it gives us increased population growth, even if it's 10%, it's still really good. Yep, just waiting to build that construction ship. Oh yeah, so here's a perfect example. Here's a continental world, which again, I'll show the habitability once we survey it. But I already know since we're a wet planet type and we started at a continental world, it's going to be 80 habitability. So this is a really good planet because it's also 20 planet size, which means you get 20 districts on it, which is really nice. So I'm just going to build the mining stations here. Oh, there we go. This is an example of an anomaly we can do. So if it's green or if it's yellow, that usually means it's not going to take too long to do. So I'm going to research it. So basically, we're receiving a weak signal from the surface of the planet. The source appears to be some kind of tracking beacon. So yep, just hit research and your ship will automatically start to research it. Like, it'll continue doing what you queued up, but it's going to prioritize researching this anomaly, which is on this molten planet. Nope, this isn't Pokemon. Nope. But yes, anyway, so once we fully survey the system, we can use our construction ship to build another outpost here, and we can expand to this planet. Surprised it's not Alpha Centauri, I found. Alright, so we just got another tradition, so we're going to get the colonizable fever because we're about to get another planet, so we want to start with more pop. So let's see. And like I said before, since we landed at one of these systems with these little icons, we're going to have a, I think it's called a special project, right? Yeah, a special project we need to research. So if I recall correctly, let me see if I get this right. I think it's either, I think there's a way to queue up so you can nope, it's not that one. Hold on. Let me see. Is it Alt? No, it's not that one either. Okay, well, damn, I don't remember. Oopsie daisy. But pretty much, you have to research this special project in order to get rid of the little icon. But we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to survey. So, yep. Come on, ships. Do your stuff faster, please. All right. Oh, hey, we just got our 25 pops. So now we're going to build an alloy foundry so we can get some more alloys for our ship production. So we just got to wait a little bit. And see, look. Oh, actually, 90% habitability. It's kind of odd. It's supposed to, it's usually 80. But okay, I'm not questioning it. So when we're done, we're going to, I'm just going to hold down shift like I do with the science ships and just queue up to build a outpost. So yes. So let us get that outpost up. So then we could build a colony ship. Now colony ships, oh hey, okay, hold on. I know this is definitely DLC stuff right here, but I'm going to explain it anyway. Okay, so a lot of things just happened. Okay, so we just finished our research. So that's going to give us plus two unity, and it's going to give us new edicts that we can use. But yeah, we already get the +2 unity. So now we just have to pick a new technology, and I'm going to get population growth speed because I like population growth speed. And oh yeah, here are the new policies. With that technology, you unlock education campaign, recycling campaign, healthcare campaign, and actually yeah, just these three. I was thinking one more, but you only get it for certain ethic. But pretty much, education campaign for 1,000 minerals gives your leaders increased XP gain. Recycling campaign reduces the consumer good costs for your pops. Don't get this until you have like a lot of pop. It really doesn't pay for itself. But this is the golden one. This is the one you want. This is how you tell people to make more babies. You get healthcare campaign when you can afford 1K energy so you can get more babies for 11 years. It increases population growth speed. So yes, that's very important. That's basically the policies. As for tradition, we just unlocked a new tradition, and look at that, more population growth speed, because who doesn't like that? And we found an archaeological site. Now this is DLC material, but since, you know, it's here anyway, I'm gonna go explain it. Basically, archaeological sites are like, think of them like anomalies but rarer, and they're tied usually to like a location, and they have multiple steps. And I believe you can fail them too. But yeah, they have to be in your borders in order for you to dig them up, and they have a difficulty level. Like this one's hell. So you're gonna want a pretty good experienced scientist to do this. But these are pretty cool. They're like multiple event chain anomalies. Also, another good feature, if your ships aren't doing anything, it's going to show the ship with a little ZZZ. So that's a good way of knowing you got to do something with your ship. So I'm just going to queue up some more orders. Actually, hold on a second. You should always look at all the systems around your initial colony, since those are cheaper to build outposts. Because the outposts actually scale based on the cost. Like, see how it's like 67 influence, 100 alloys. If you were to say build an outpost here, it would be double the, it would cost more alloys and more influence. So it's easier just to expand like everything grouped together like one by one by one. So anyway, we got the system in our control. We can now colonize this planet. So the easy way to do this is click on the green little planet icon where it shows your continent, wall, knives, and habitability. Hit colonize, then click on build human colony ship. Select the name of your colony. You can randomize it, but we're just going to keep the name by default. And your space station is now going to build the colony ship and directly send it over here. Oh, we found an ocean planet. That's pretty good. Oh, and we found another continent. Oh, wow. Okay, this is not bad. That's pretty good. All right. So we're going to get colony development speed. And I'm going to expand our borders again because we're suffering energy. So I'm going to try to collect some energy around us. That's because everyone's working better paying jobs. Also, fun fact, just like the energy, you can get an individual planet decision that if you have 1,000 food in your stockpile, you can encourage planetary growth, which will give you 25 population growth speed, which is really good for like 120 months. This is really good. So just remember, energy and food, spend it on population growth. All right, so let us keep going. But yeah, I do want to get my energy up. Oh, another policy. Also, these traditions get more expensive the more planets you have. So the reason I'm getting a lot really fast is because I only have one planet, and I built the monument at the start. So yep, we're gonna go get that energy. Okay. So let's just wait. Oh, see, this is one of those anomalies that's just normal time to do it, but I'm just gonna skip it for now and let my ships do their thing. Okay. Well, we got more armor for our ships. Now, if you're new to the game, I recommend that you keep the auto-generate ship designs on for your ships, because this can be complicated for some players. But for me, nope, it's not. So I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm just going to turn it on for the defensive platform. So what you do is you hit auto upgrade ships and you hit save. So this design will always be auto upgrade. While this one, I'm going to change it. Like this has point defense and small red lasers. Basically, ships get 3 different types of, well, corvettes give 3 different types of like ship types, like slots. And these all give like 4 utility slots and a certain amount of weapon. The P's for point defense, the G's for missiles, and the S is for like lasers and projectile weapons. So generally in the beginning, I would recommend you go for either the 3 lasers or projectiles, or the missiles and the 1 projectile laser. I'm gonna just do the 3 small things. So I'm going to do laser, laser, projectile. Now all these cost power to build, which is shown over here, and all your individual stats are shown here, evasion, everything. And pretty much if you want to get more power, you want to improve your reactor, or you can build this reactor boost over here. But you don't really need the reactor boost, so just build 2 deflectors and look at that. 0 remaining power, put shields on it because it doesn't cost power, save, done, bam. And then if you want to upgrade your ships, just select the fleet and hit this button right over here for upgrade ships. They're going to cost a certain amount of alloys, but 15 is not that much. We're not going to go bankrupt, so we're going to have them upgrade. And yeah, also, yeah, we should be claiming this system too for more energy. We found another archaeological dig site, which is Hell Plus. Oh boy, even tougher than the last one. That's a lot of archaeological dig sites. Normally I don't get 2 this close to me. Ah, yes. So if anyone watching has any questions, feel free to ask, because I am streaming this on Twitch. Okay. Oh yeah, so once you colonize a planet, you're always going to get your first whatever species name colony. It's basically a little text. They'll give you some engineer research, and then you'll see over here that your planet is, that planet's being colonized, and it shows how long until it's going to be done. So yep, that's good. And we're just going to get more energy. Up, and now we finish the expansion tradition. Now, right now, don't ask me why this is happening. I do not know. But the expansion tradition's finisher effect is not working. It says when you adopt the tradition, you will be allowed to basically build 1 additional district on all your planets, but that's not happening here for some reason. And there's like no decisions to do it or anything. So it's kind of bugged out at the moment. But now that you completed a whole tradition tree, you get an ascension perk. And ascension perks are pretty much really powerful empire abilities you can get that affect your whole empire. And there's quite a bit here. The ones I generally like to get is either Interstellar Dominion if you want to, expand and do a lot of war. Because you need claims to do war, and claims are pretty much like if you have a neighbor and you want to fabricate a claim to take their stuff, you just spend influence to do it. I'll show you that later. But pretty much this reduces star-based costs and claims, Technological ascendancy is good because it gives you increased research speed and you have a higher chance of getting rarer technology. One Vision's good because it gives you monthly unity, decreased complementary uses, and it helps with government ethics attraction, which in my opinion, government ethics attraction is not really that strong, so I don't get it for the government ethics attraction. Then there's Mastery of Nature. This basically reduces the cost of clearing tiles, and it also gives you a unique decision to increase the pop limit on your planet by like 1 to 3 pop, depending on the size. Oh, oh, yeah. The district levels. Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking back in the day when this was different. But yeah, this is good if you have a lot of small planets. Then this one increases your administration cap, which, as we explained before, is a certain limit of what you have control over until it gets hectic and you get penalized. This one makes your edict stronger, which is really, really good, because then you can pass healthcare, which is over here, and it will last much longer. But I'm not going to get that one because we're not even close to 1,000 energy. So then this one just helps with learning and leader skill gain, and this one's like for vassals, which we're not going to get. So we're just going to get technological ascendancy, so we can get more tech. All right. And once we are done, we are going to build another starbase over here as soon as we get 16 influence. Well, 13 now. And yes, so if you ever want to go back to an anomaly just to research it, like this one's a level 2 anomaly and I have a level 2 scientist, just right click the system and hit research anomaly and it'll come back to it. And then I'm just going to tell it to survey this unknown system. Okay, so I'm going to move my ship here so I can build an outpost as soon as possible. Got my population growth. So, I'll just pick society, research. There we go. Okay, we need one more influence. And all these resource gains, you get them all at the beginning of every month. So as soon as next month hits, which is right now, you get all these resources. So now I can build this outpost and colonize the continental wall. Now I could colonize the ocean wall, but it's only 10 district size and it's not the best. So I'm gonna skip it for now, but it's still worth getting it later, but not right now. Oh, actually, huh. I guess they added another option. Actually, I don't remember this one. Oh well, anyway, let's just pick the influence one because that's pretty good. And let's research this anomaly. Okay. Now, same thing as before, we're going to colonize this planet. Oh, well, in this case, this planet has planet modifiers. So it has asteroid impact, which reduces habitability, so it should be 85. Well, it should be 75. Oh, oh, I think I know why the habitability is so high. Hold on a second. Wait, hold on. Where's the here, I'll just click on a pop and hit view species. Oh yes, that explains it. We're adaptable. So my species, the humans, have higher habitability on pretty much every planet type. So normally this would actually be 75. Not no, yeah. 75 instead of 85, but yeah. So yes, this has minus habitability on this planet and minus minerals and max mineral district. So basically it's a minus 25% mineral gain, so you probably don't want to use this planet to get minerals, but we're going to colonize it anyway. So again, just like before, Alpha Centauri, we're going to colonize that planet. Getting planets out early is very important. Now, if you want to, you can colonize the 10 size ocean planet, and it would be very helpful, but I'm just not going to do it right now. Ah. So, yes. Also, sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll find a alloy deposit out in space. These are rare, but totally worth it. So I'm just going to go build that and that. and this in that order. Okay. Now we just got to wait until things get done. My energy credit's not so good right now. Food's also not super good. But at least I got minerals. Okay. Okay, we got powered exoskeletons, so let's get... we'll get this. Okay. Okay, so now we can get another policy. Since well, I guess I'll go over this now, because we didn't really go over empire creation, but my species, the humans, is, let's see, we're xenophile, and we're egalitarian. So basically, our specialist and our factions, which you haven't seen yet, are going to be better. And if you're a xenophile, your trade value and your diplomatic influence costs are going to be cheaper. And aliens are going to like you. Like normally the United Nations of Earth, they're all about making a federation. So we're going to do the diplomacy. The first opener just reduces diplomatic costs and increases pop growth from integration. But right over here, the federation lets us build federations. So we didn't meet anyone yet, but hopefully we meet nice people that we can build a nice federation with. Which the federation system's getting an overhaul in next DLC, but it's best to just show it now, how it works currently. Okay, let's go get this. Oh, now you can see from here, this planet, the system rather, has trade value. Now, how trade value works is if you have a star, yes, a ship, no, a star base here, it'll automatically collect the trade value in this system. Like, see how this system's making, I believe it's 11? Yeah, it's 11. I can just do it like this too. 11. So since there's a shipyard here, it's going to collect the trade here. But in addition, because it also has a trade hub, it's also going to collect the trade one jump away. And funny enough, I don't see no trade here. So honestly, this probably doesn't serve no purpose. So I'm probably actually going to get rid of it later. But like this trade over here, the 2 trade here, if I wanted to collect that with this spaceport, I would need to get two trade hubs. So it can do 1 jump and then 2. But instead of doing that, I'm probably just going to build a starbase over here and it'll just collect the trade automatically. Actually, no, I'm wrong. This serves a purpose, the trade hub here, because if this planet starts producing trade, then it automatically gets collected from Sol, so that's pretty good. All right, so let's just keep exploring. Let's see, what else is there really to go over? Oh, we found a wormhole. You get technology, you can explore these wormholes, and they'll bring you somewhere else. And we found a strategic resource, which is over here. I actually don't know what it's used for. I'd be lying if I said I did. Oh, since we're level 3, we can go back to this anomaly down here. Actually, this is a good system to expand to. We could build maybe a trade port over here and just build 2 trade hubs. Because yeah, when you get a shipyard, they get 2 modules. Then when you upgrade it again, when you get the appropriate technology, they get 2 more, and then again 2 more. So you can make these really good. And then they have buildings over here. But yeah, since we have a lot of alloys anyway, and we still have 2 more starbase capacities, we're going to upgrade this. Yeah, I think that's fine. We're going to upgrade this into a trade hub. And we are going to get the... Oh, gene clinics is good. Yes. All right. So, another thing is if your planet's districts have these little like red squares here, that means they are being blocked by a blocker or rare features. See, all these are blocking you from accessing some of these districts. But what's important is in the beginning of the game, usually every empire has a spawning slum or something close to it. If you remove this for 300 energy, on clearing you get a human pop, which I forgot to actually do that. So oopsie daisy. So yeah, we're just gonna go do that. And we found another archaeological site. There's a lot here. Okay, let's just build this. And actually, since I'm building another shipyard, I really don't need this for the trade, so I'm going to change this to a shipyard. I actually don't normally do that, but none of these systems have trade, so I'm just going to do that. And we have unemployment. So since we're a little rough on energy, actually let me see. This planet has 5 energy districts, 6 minerals, and 6 food. And this planet's pretty much terrible for minerals, so you know, we'll build a mineral and energy district here. Oh, more research is done. Increase colony development speed. Now this is, I don't really use this that often until much later in the game, but some players prefer this. You can get a technology auto explore protocols that if you research this, not only will your ships survey faster, which I'll get it for that, but it also will make it so you can automatically survey different things without you having to manually do it. I happen to like to manually control it, but some people prefer not to. But the thing is, if you tell them to auto survey and you find anomalies and you don't do them, or manually tell your ships to do them, they're going to skip it. All right, so we just got our second colony. And because we picked the expansionist, we got 2 colonies, so that's 2 new citizens. So usually when you get a colony, I would recommend building 1 city district and just to increase your housing because you only get 1. And then build one of these districts when you need to. Like in this example, I'm probably going to build minerals just to get that ready so you have it already. Since this plant's going to be terrible for minerals and this is going to be a mix, this will produce some minerals. Okay. And speaking of minerals, we got to collect the minerals down here. Okay. So we are going to head over here. Oh, and since we are a democracy, how our elections work is we do one every, I believe, 10 years? Yeah, every 10 years. This is our current ruler, who's industrialist and home in the sky, so star bases are cheaper. But if we wanted to, we could spend influence to try to get any of these other people into power. Oh, this guy's actually pop growth. Well, that's really nice. Also, I forgot to mention, because I forgot to do it, when you're a democracy, and I think it's pretty much only democracies, you get goals where if you do certain things, you'll get unity. Like if I build research stations, I would have gotten some unity. But I didn't do it, so oh well. But anyway, I think oh, it actually shows their agendas here. That's pretty nice actually. But I'm just gonna make sure our current ruler is elected. Like this shows the candidate support, so I'm just gonna throw some influence in there. And look, it's up 40%. So yes, democracy, guys. Also, yeah, like I said, since it's unemployment, it shows up over here as red. And there you go. No more unemployment. The bad stuff go away. Okay. Well, it would seem that okay, it seems like one of our explorers became the president, so okay, so much for that. So I guess I need to spend more influence, but oh well. Oh hey, we have a genius here. So in that case, geniuses are really good at researching everything. So what you can do is, you don't want this guy on a ship. So go to your, where is it now? Technologies. Get rid of one of these guys and slap a genius on it. So sure, this guy. There we go, slap a genius on it. And get a scientist for here and just continue surveying. Okay. All right, we got another archaeological dig site. I don't know why there's so many. Some people will recommend that you get 3 science ships so you can find these archaeological dig sites, but I don't normally do that right away. You can if you want to, though. Yes. So, you know what? We're getting pretty late, like 10 years into the game. So I'm going to buy an admiral for my fleet. So I click on my fleet, hit assign leader, then hit recruit admiral. And we'll get this one, unyielding. Now, as you could tell, our ships are, it's only 3. If you want to increase how many ships you have, open up the fleet manager. It's F10 if you want to do the key binding. And here it's going to show you your current fleet, who's controlling it, you know, the admiral. And if you want to increase how many ships are in the fleet, just hit this button. So we're going to build up to, we're going to build, we'll do like 10. So we're going to reinforce, and the shipyard will automatically start building ships. Now, because we have 2 shipyards here, they're going to build 2 ships at once, which is really helpful. And since this star base is finished, we can build 2 trading hubs so they can begin collecting the tray up to 2 jumps away. Which means I need to start building outposts over here and over here so I can start collecting it. Oh boy. But yeah, once you get used to this game, it looks very, very complex at first, for a lot of people at least, but it's really not that bad. There's other games out there that are, oh god, they make me struggle. All right, just waiting on one more ship. Nope, let's skip that. Just waiting and waiting and waiting. Oh, anomaly. And now we get our 3rd planet. I guess this is something else I should go over. I mean, generally, well, I can't do it on a capital world, but it's usually set to automatic. But if you want to specialize your planet, you can pick one of these, and it'll give like bonuses to different things based on what you pick. But like I said, I don't really touch this. I leave it to automatic, and it just automatically fixes it. But if you want to migmats and specialize, then this is probably the way to go. But I'm not going to touch it. Definitely not going to touch it. So let's just explore up here. Where are the aliens? Probably didn't throw in enough AI. And we got another planet. So again, increase our housing. And you know what? Food. We need more food. Our food's going down. It's terrible. Oh yeah, now food definitely is going down. It's in the red. And we got gene clinics, which are used to convert consumer goods, which I believe is 2, into population growth, which is really good. We'll get this. It gives you a star-based building that gives you food, and gives you a building that gives you more food. It's good for like food planets that build a lot of food, or have a lot of food. Districts. Actually, what we can do also to fix this problem, we'll go back to, well, it's not really a problem at the moment. But if it was a lot of negative food, we can change the food policy if we wanted to. And we'll get increased engineer research. Hmm. Yes. Oh, my ship's not doing anything. Okay. Also, when you explore with your science ships, they can see kind of a few jumps ahead of them, which is very helpful. But yep, your science ships always do the first exploring. You can't really move your fleets or your construction ships unless they've been surveyed. Oh, we met something. Oh, this is an enclave. They give you like special bonuses. But I think they're gonna meet me eventually, so I'll just let them do it. Oh, bad event because we're on a planet with that bad anomaly on it from the asteroid. Hmm. Good. But yep, I think I have pretty much covered what you want to do in the first 10 years of the game, or 13. Just basically expand your borders, collect these resources, build more colonies, build a little bit more of a fleet, develop your planets, and all that stuff. Now, I know for some people this might actually look boring for a lot of my followers because they're like, ah, this game doesn't look fun. But you could do really fun stuff in this. Like later on, you can turn your whole species into robots. You could become psychics. You could genetically modify your species. Well, this is all with DLC, but I have all the DLC, so I got all the fun stuff. You can genetically modify your species. You could build super weapons. You could build like really special cities, ring walls, Dyson spears. You name it, it's probably in the game. Heck, you can even, I believe, if you're a xenophile, let me just go back over here to Ascensions. I'm pretty sure that you can have your species interbreed with other species, which makes like a hybrid species. Oh, xenocompatibility. When one alien likes another, ah, you know, you make half species, which basically takes one trait from one gene of one parent and takes another trait and makes a hybrid. It's really cool. I haven't really played with it, but yeah, that's pretty much the early game. There'll be other stuff that you will have to learn as you get through the game, but that's pretty much the basics. Now, the only other thing I should go over before I end this, yeah, we'll just end this, is race creation, because this is what people really have fun with. Like we were playing the United Nations of Earth. They basically get more unity. The citizens are more happy. They love the aliens and they love the freedom. Yeah, that's nice and all. But what if you wanted to be, oh, I don't know, for example, maybe a machine or be, but you need a DLC for this, but you could be machines. You can get a DLC to be lithoids, which only eat food, minerals. They don't need no food for population growth. You could, if you wanted to, hit this button in the middle and hit this, and you could become a hive mind, which is really cool. Like there's a lot you can do with species creation, but just to sum it up real fast, this you pick your species, you have a lot of different categories, a lot of different portraits, but they're really cool. The lithoids and the robots are locked behind having the robots have to have a certain government, and the lithoids have special traits. Well, they have a couple bonus traits than the other species. But the most of them they play the same. This is just appearance, unless you change your civics. Then your species name, your name list for your planets. They're like just pre-generated lists, and you just pick anything. And yeah, your traits, which again, this is all up to you what you want to pick. But you can get things like increased leader, lifespan, increased housing usage, make your guys very strong, so when they do combat they're really strong. You can make them intelligent to get more science. I feel this was important to show at the end of the video because we went through all of this. Like at the beginning you're gonna be like, I don't know what any of these does, but yeah, it's just a lot of traits. Then you go to your home world. You can randomize a name, pick one of the planet types out of the 3 categories. Then you go to your government and ethics. Pretty much, this has spiritualist, militaristic, xenophobe, egalitarian, materialist, pacifist, xenophile, and authoritarian. If you pick one, you can't pick the other one across from it because they're opposites. So, but you can have a lot of fun here. You could be an authoritarian, militaristic power. You could be a spiritualist that's pacifist and loves trees or something. You could be guys that start with like you could just start as a materialist and get cheaper robots and be a xenophobe who only likes robots. And yeah, there's a lot you can do here. And then based on your edicts, you get civics. And some of these can give you like just really basic effects like administrator capacity or I don't know, minus consumer good costs. And you could do something crazy like start on a Gaia world, where pretty much you only like Gaia worlds, and you can't really colonize any other planets unless you get migration with other trees. Or you can start post-apocalyptic, where you start on a tomb world. Or you could be, if you're a militaristic xenophobe, you again, I think this is all locked behind DLC. I gotta be fanatic xenophobe. You can be a where is it? Fanatic Purifier, which basically means no one's gonna like you. You're gonna kill everyone. You're gonna get a lot of bonuses to your army. You're gonna get unities for killing Xenos, and pretty much you're gonna purge the galaxy. You can also be a barbaric spoiler. Like there's a lot of civics that really change how you play. Let's see, any other ones? Feudal Society's fun, but again, I think it needs a rework before it's really fun. But it's not super bad. But yeah, usually all the different types have a super warlike version. Like if you have a hive mind, for example, hold on, you could be a devouring swarm, which is hold on, my little chat overlay's in the way. Where is it? Oh, maybe because I'm lithoids, I don't see it. I guess you can't be a devouring swarm lithoid. Here it is. Yes, devouring swarm, which is basically like the Fanatic Purifier, but this instead of giving like bonus attack, this gives you like increased ship hull points and gives you society when you eat pops and some bonuses. Like this is pretty much Fanatic Purifier, but for hive minds. And if you want to be a robot, you could be a determined exterminator, which basically nobody likes you and you're killing everything. Also, you start on a tomb world. And actually, another one that robot gets is you could be a driven assimilator, which is basically Blorg. You capture other pop and you assimilate them into your robots. Or you could be a rogue servitor, which pampers. Like, I'm just trying to explain, there's a lot of different playing styles you could do in this game. I mean, if you wanted to, you could even do inward perfectionist, which basically you mind your own business. You don't bother with anyone, but you get insane internal government like bonuses and stuff. Like really fun stuff. I mean, you could be a mega corporation. Again, it's another DLC, but you get a lot of different stuff with this too, and you can make like trade and lots of trade stuff with them. Lots of stuff. And I know this is a lot because it's a lot of different DLCs. But then you get like your voice for your advisors. These are nice, especially this one. Lots of rock punts. Yes, it's very corny. Then there's your empire name. When you make a species, you need to have a species name though before you can do this. And we'll just, blah, random. And you just hit the random button and look, it makes empire names. So you can name your own. Then flag, again, self-explanatory. Pick flag, pick color, ship appearance. Again, this one's a DLC. The Plantorians are a DLC, but you get, and humanoids a DLC, but you get the 6 or 7, 6, yeah. And then you get your ruler, where you can pick its gender, which does nothing, its name, which does nothing, its ruler title, which does nothing, but it's just all for flavor. And you can change your color of your species, clothing, room background. And then once you're done, you hit save and you're done. But yep, that's going to end this tutorial. I know this was a very long video. It's probably been, oh, yep, an hour and 15 minutes. But yes, I made this basically to help some of my friends who are newer to this game. But if anyone else finds this helpful, let me know. And I will see you guys next time. See ya.